Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Galactic Warrior David here. It's Sunday, I think the last Sunday in June 2025. I'm out here in the Smoky Mountains of southwest North Carolina, and it's a beautiful blue skies, sun, and hot. And I've been hauling rocks and patching asphalt today, and I've about had enough. Another good day, manual labor, good for the soul. But I wanted to share a story. It's a multi-part story that starts 3 years ago, almost exactly at this time. 3 years ago, Memorial Day, I left Florida and landed in Asheville, North Carolina. And 4 months later, I was here in the Murphy area, Murphy, North Carolina. But while I was in Asheville, picking the pieces of my life back together, putting the pieces of my life back together, figure out where I was going to go, what I was going to do. It was when you're 64 years old at the time, and got to start all over again. But it just goes to show the resiliency of the human spirit, because I thrived. Here we are 3 years later, and I'm thriving. Anybody can do it. As my mother used to say, you can do anything you want if you put your mind to it. She was right. She was very right. But while I was in Asheville for those 2 months, digging deep into my soul, I came across some videos, and one video was from Teal Swan. And I've mentioned Teal before. And the video talked about a question that she would ask um, her audience when she does live sessions. And she would ask something like, how many people recently have been afraid for their life, or have been fearful, have been in immense, felt that they were in danger? And she did it, like, for the last 3 months, for the last month, for the last week, and then for the last 24 hours. And the hands that stay up, she says, are all the women. And I made a note of that, and I followed up on that with her in her videos. She, in her interviews, when she is asked if there's one thing that she wished men would know about women in our modern society, one thing, she says it would be how much fear women are in every day. And I made a note of that, and I've been very cognizant of it in these 3 years. Yesterday, I'm out here, I don't know if it was before or after I made the video yesterday, but I was out here, and one of my neighbors walked by, a part-time neighbor. She lives down in Georgia. She's got a small cabin over here that she rents out, and she comes down here. She comes up here every once in a while. She cleans it, stays for a day or two, just to kind of recharge. She's married, got 3 kids, 2 of them in college now, and she's got a son who's 16. So I laughed about that. Okay, I remember what I did to my mother when I was 16. Yeah. And we joked about it, that she does have a very strong mother-son relationship going on, and we laughed about that. Um, we have a lot of very, very good conversations, her and I. Not very many that we've had, but we've had some very good. They're always very good conversations. So somehow she made. We were talking about. She's down a few houses away from me, and she's all by herself down there when she comes here. They do have one. She does have two of the neighbors. Two out of the three now are. They're two out of four are full time. But she didn't know that one was full time. But one house that's right next to her, unfortunately, where we are here, these lots are anywhere from a half acre to an acre. So we're not right on top of each other like we are in the suburbs. Um, I've got a half an acre here, so I've got plenty of distance between me and my neighbors, which is nice, just enough. Um, but she's got a house next to her that seems to be. I joke about how it's possessed because it's had two owners, both of them single men, and both of the gentlemen, while nice enough to me when I talk to them, they've done some not so manly nice things with her, such as going over there late at night, knocking on the door. And out here in Appalachia, um, it gets really dark when the sun goes down, and you can scare the shit out of somebody real easily walking up after 9:30, 10 o'clock, depending on the time of year. But they both did that to her or knocked on her door. And there's something about that house, the men that it has attracted. And so she made the comment to me about how and she talked about her husband, how men don't realize how much fear women live in. And I looked at her and I went, I do, but I just learned this 3 years ago when I was 64 years old. I said, no, you're right. Men don't understand how much fear women live in every day. And we talked about that. And she says her husband doesn't understand it. And I'm not surprised. They're probably 40-ish, 40s, since the two girls would be now 20 or so since they started college. Yeah, so these two are probably in their 40s, and he doesn't understand the fear that all women are in, much less just his wife and his daughters. Um, and the fear is the fear of men, and that's not a good thing in this so-called modern society when our women are walking around in fear of us. And for you men who are listening, understand this. Understand that your mother, your wife, your girlfriend, your daughter, your sisters, your cousins, your friends, all your colleagues, all the females that you know are walking around in fear deep down inside. And they have to hide this. So, how do they hide this? They hide this with their masculine energy. We all have the feminine and the masculine, right? They have to hide that with their masculine energy, which means they have to be in their masculine energy, which is not a good thing for us men. We don't want them in their masculine energy. We want them in their feminine energy. The energy of love and compassion and tenderness and nurturing for our children. But this is what's happening in our society. And I just want you men, especially, to take note of this. Okay? It's very important that we understand this because we want our women to feel safe, and they don't feel safe in this society. Here, in this woman, she's very beautiful, and she comes out here periodically, spends a night or two, And she wants to enjoy the quiet and the solitude and being here in Mother Nature like I am right now. That's what she comes out here for. But yet, a part of her is always on guard, right? That French term, on guard. She's always got to be on guard because she can't trust the man who's living in the house next to her. And by the way, right now, the man living in the house next to her is exactly the same age as me. And we talked about that yesterday. And it's sad. It's sad. And so she knows that if she needs anything, she can call me. But hopefully it doesn't come to that. And now she's got a couple that's very nice, very personable couple, about the same age as me, who just moved in full time. So I told her, I said, you got to go over and introduce yourself to these two because they're very nice. Let them know you're there. But this is what this is what our women have to put up with. Our women live in fear. And that's what that does to the physical body is terrible. All right. The release of cortisol, shutting down the immune system and the digestive system, and not to mention what it does to the reproductive system and the sexual energy, because they're in their masculine energy. We have to come to grips with this, men. We have to show our women that they are safe. And we have to have these conversations. Okay? So I wanted to relate that story. I'm going to write this up for my men's group on Facebook because I want them to know it's a lot of younger men and a lot of them are struggling. But we need to understand this and we need to come to grips with our own emotions. All right, so I've talked about this numerous times in other videos and in the Healing the Divine Masculine series. What do we as men do about it? First thing you do is ground yourself. Okay? Ground yourself into Mother Nature, Mother Earth. We have to be, what grounding does is it gives us stability, it gives us balance, it gives us consistency. And then the second thing we need to do is learn how to breathe. We just need to learn how to breathe. The third thing we need to do is we need to learn how to express ourselves from the heart. And that means we don't raise our voice, we don't lose our temper, we don't make threats, and we don't raise a hand. Okay? We need to learn how to express ourselves to our women in healthy ways, whether it's our anger, our frustration, our guilt, our sadness, whatever it is, we need to learn, and it just comes with practice, and it comes with honesty and vulnerability, all right? But we need to learn how to do this. So we need to practice this, all right? We need to practice this. And the first thing the biggest thing is learn how to breathe. You got to learn, breathe. Take a breath. Give yourself a moment. Calm it down, and then express yourself this way, not from this way. All right? Don't raise your voice. Don't lose your temper. Don't make threats. And don't raise a hand. Those four things. Okay? We have to learn how to do this. It is imperative for our society. But it's mostly number one for our women. They deserve to feel safe because they are the mother of our children. Okay? I hope this helps you guys. Men, if you got to watch it again, all right? Watch it again and practice and just give yourself some compassion. Know that you can't flip a switch. I used to be able to snap my fingers. You can't flip a switch and change it tomorrow, but you can be a little bit better tomorrow than you are today, and a little bit better today than you were yesterday. Baby steps, okay? Just baby steps. Just make the commitment, set the intention, all right? That I want to do what I have to do so that she feels safe, wherever she is. All right? Let me know if you have any questions. Right? 'Cause this is a topic I've spent 3 years thinking about and practicing, by the way, with the women that I've encountered. All right, so until next time, cosmic energy, earth energy, heart energy. Send loving heart energy out to all beings, all dimensions, all timelines, all realities. May this day be filled with compassion, loving kindness, and courage. See ya.